Hey guys, what's up? I'm Fowler. Welcome to my weekly production stream. This is number 11, which is pretty crazy. I like putting things into a calendar, so I actually do it consistently. It's nice. Um, yeah, this is a place where we listen to each other's tracks. We take a listen, provide some feedback, and hopefully help each other out. If you're, maybe spinning your wheels on some tracks or a mix problem, this is the place to get some extra ears and hopefully solve that. So, thank you for the haircut comment. My hair was getting quite shaggy and I got it cut off, which is, I guess, what you're supposed to do more than once every 2 months, apparently. Anyway, this stream is brought to you in part by plumbers, and I want to thank plumbers for keeping the plumbing plumbed. Today's going to be a little bit different. We have a few tracks to go over. We'll do the normal feedback thing. And then I'm just going to open up the face-off. Just want to rip my hair off. That's funny. I'm going to open up the face-off project file and we can dig in and take a look at stuff. You guys can ask me some questions or I can kind of show you how I did some of the things. If you were unaware, I released a track today on Don Diablo's label Future called Face Off. It's a very weird wonky donker and you should check it out. If you want to submit tracks for future streams, head over to my Discord server. It's discord.gg/FowlerMusic, FWLR Music. Okay, let's hop over to FL Studio. And here we are. Okay, the first track we are going to listen to is by Katori-san. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how I say it. It looks like quite the girthy sausage, so let's have a listen and see what it sounds like. Okay, this is really sick. I enjoyed the intro. When it got to this build-up part, there's just a little too much distortion, I think, on the master. Like that kick drum is just absolutely ravaging the master limiter. And I don't really think it needs to at this point. Like you might just be able to turn that kick drum down like 6 dB or something, or maybe you drop the sub range down or do a little more aggressive side chaining. You can just tell by the way that it is too loud. Especially there, we're hearing some... Okay, if you just forget about the side chain, then we can kind of gloss over that detail, because there's, that's just not the kind of distortion I want to hear. That just sounds like something is being sent really hard into something. When it got to the drop, I didn't have that problem. I think it's a different kick. If anything, I think that the like that, that to me is like the main melody or the hook, and it seems to be a little bit buried, like it's in there. But I almost think during the drop, like especially in this part of the drop, I kind of have to squint my ears in order to hear it, if that makes sense. Like, I think that that melody should be more up front because the production's sick, the sound design is sick, the vibe and the groove and the beat is sick, but I still need that hook. I need that something to get stuck in my head, right? And I think you have something good there. It just seems a little buried in the mix. And that might not just be a mix thing. It could also be like maybe you need another instrument or another element playing those notes. But yeah, I think that it's just not present enough in the mix. Also, Kyle, I noticed that for some reason your track isn't in here. So if you could just send that so I don't have to go digging, just send it in the feedback, production feedback channel in Discord, that would be good. Okay, sorry, moving on. Okay, I feel like you also could get a little bit more creative with the way you cut things up. So like in this little spot, there's like a like a vocal chop thing, but there's also like maybe 2 or 3 other elements on top of that. And I think that yeah, I think if you like just went bam blah blah, like have that just soloed, nothing but the blah blah thing, then that would like be a cool spotlight on that one element. Yeah, and like maybe one time you do it with the blah blah thing, and the next time you do it with like a different thing. But it's just this genre really lends itself well to kind of cutting things up and like having choppy things here and sneaking little things in there and getting choppy. But yeah, overall this is a dope start. The start of it is a bit crunchy, but yeah, this is really cool. I think you should keep going because it's not long enough. It's like a start. I don't think it's long enough. I think it could go longer, but that's just me. Anyway, really cool track. That was dope. Let's take a listen to the next one. Fresh beat for Fowler. Okay, that is Cotter. Okay, this is a fresh beat. And yes, thank you, Kyle. I realized that now. I was looking for your name at the start, and yeah, it's a remix, I'm assuming. Okay, so this is a fresh beat. My main concern, I have 2 thoughts that immediately stuck out to me. Number 1, the vocal choppy thing kind of sounds maybe a little cheesy. I don't know. That's my opinion, but to me I have a hard time taking those tracks seriously. Like I don't mind what it's doing musically. It's just the da 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 like the vocal thing kind of feels a little overdone to me. My next concern is that I like the chord progression that's happening, but when that bass line comes in, it's not supporting the chords. It's just kind of like doing its own thing. Like it's like just like playing bass notes that aren't moving. See, like there, it's playing nah, nah, and it sounds like the chords are 4 semitones down from what the bass is playing. The bass is just kind of doing its thing, and the chords are doing their thing, and they're not working together. So maybe mute all of the beat and just solo like the harmonic and the melodic parts, and make sure that they are playing the same song, for a lack of better words. And again, like I like what it's doing. I like the musical part of it. I think it's just mostly that the vocal thing is a bit cheesy for me, and the bass line is not supporting the chords. Those are my two big notes for it so far. Yes. There's also something a little funky, but not fresh, about maybe the kick drum. Hold on. Yeah, there's some like transient thing. It almost sounds like it's flamming, like there's like two transients. And I think that meow, 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 meow it gets a little old. Like, I think you should maybe use it more sparingly, or maybe low pass it during the certain parts, or just something to switch it up a little bit. I think you have a lot of interesting elements here, but they kind of are doing their own thing. So my overall note for this would be, take all the cool things you have and make sure that they're all supporting the song, or supporting each part of the song in a meaningful way. But yeah, it's cool. It's funky and fresh, and it is indeed fun. Thank you for sending. We're moving on. Okay, Nitro Make Bank. Okay, I'm expecting a trap song. Here we go.
So we all make bands. You won't hit till you won't. You won't. You won't hit till you won't.
Okay, that was really cool. Very heavy. If anything, my note for this one would be like, the OTT is too OTT. You know what I'm saying? Like, almost a little too toasty on the OTT soundness. Like, it's very aggressive in the top end, and just very... And you can kind of see it over here in that dip in the mid-range, right? Yeah, I think it just needs a little bit of love in the mid-range. Like, it's just... You have 5 OTTs on the master. I mean, yeah, it's just a little too OTT-y. It's, the mid-range has been neglected, I guess we could say. It's very scooped, very bright, very wide, like, it's very excited, I guess is probably the right word, and I think it needs to be, grounded in some mid-rangey kind of way. But it's a dope start.
You won't hit till we won't hit till we all make band. You won't hit till we all make band.
Yeah. I mean, keep going. It's super cool. I like what it's doing. I like where it's going. Just be careful with the toastiness of the OTT. It's easy to abuse, and it's easy to put one on the master and turn it up past 5%. Or, you know, I'm not saying that you can't put 5 OTTs on the master and it sounds good. It's just it's a dangerous tool. It's like playing with fire, you know. But yeah, it's super dope. Keep going. All right. Raham, we are pounding through these because, again, I want to kind of split this in half, between half of the time spent on going over some of these tracks that you guys sent in, and then I want to hop over to the Face Off project and mess around. Okay, Raham, Old Friends remix that I never finished last year, kind of sounds like it would belong on your album 290422.
Times like these are when I feel the most lost. And times like these are when I don't think that I'm enough.
Okay, where are the vocals from? And they are very effecty, like they're very wide or something.
Don't think that I'm enough.
I kind of feel like I'm like inside the vocals somehow.
Don't think that I'm enough. I send you texts and texts and texts, but then you never answer, leaving me on.
Oh yeah, the whole thing where it says remix in the title, I probably should have realized that it's a remix. Yeah, I don't know if the vocals are stereoized in the track, like that you remixed, or if it's something you've done, but I do find it's a bit overcooked on the stereoizer.
Send you texts and texts and texts, but then you never answer, leaving me on red. But that's not the answer. Times I need a friend, but I guess that's not us. I've got these old friends, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I'm so fed up with this shit, don't know what to say to them. I'm not waiting for the time to come running back to me. Oh, but I've got these old friends.
Classic Raham moment there. Yeah, this is really nice. Like it sounds very nice. I dig what it's doing musically. The vocals being super wide is kind of like, I think we always expect vocals to be in front of us, right? And this track has a lot of width, but I feel like there's very little, maybe the kick and the clap or snare or whatever is in the center, but everything else kind of feels very spread out. I feel like the vocals, like keeping the track super wide, but anchoring the vocals in the center, even they don't have to be mono, but just having the majority of the energy, you know, in the center, and then have like the backing vocals spread out or some layer that's wide to go with it. But you have this nice wide track, which is basically carving out a perfect spot for the vocals right in the center of the mix. And I feel like you are not using the center of the mix very much in this.
I've got these old friends, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. I'm so fed up with this shit, don't know what to say to them. I'm not waiting for the time to come running back to me. Oh, but I've got these old friends. Oh, but I've got these old friends. I'm not friends.
I'm kind of torn on the ride cymbal thing. It's so gentle. And I know that this is not like a head bang, and you know, we don't have a kink in our necks from head banging to tea timers. But it's still, I don't know, that cymbal maybe could hold off, not come right in, you know, maybe a hi-hat instead.
Oh, I've got these old friends.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of dragging, like pace-wise, and that ride cymbal is almost accentuating the dragginess of it or something maybe.
Oh, I've got these.
It's a cool chill track, but like I wonder if like a lo-fi hip hop, you know, beat to study to in the background or something could be a cooler choice than the ride. I just kind of like when I hear that, I'm picturing the drummer is on Xanax or something, and he's just kind of like drooling and like hitting the ride cymbal occasionally. But yeah, like yeah, I like the chords and I think the vocals being more centered and a switch up of the beat or something to make it feel less like I'm going to fall out of my seat. And I really do like the super saw thing that's happening. I feel like it kind of gets lost. Like, what if the 808 pulled out and we had like the super saw with the low end of the super saw instead of the 808, and then the 808 came back in after the super saw or something? Because it just that's a cool moment when the super saw comes in and does its thing. I just feel like the moment is kind of undermined by this 808 that's just continuously going throughout the beat. I don't know. Those are just things to try. But I do think that if the vocals were less widened and stuff like that, I think that that would do this a lot of good, because you have this amazing area in the center of the mix that has lots of room for stuff. And I think the vocals would be the perfect thing. All right. Very cool. Moving on. T-timers. Here we go. Shit whip. Wow. Oh, this looks loud. Here we go. Wow, right off the bat. Oh, sorry. Is my mic like peaking? Sorry. I don't really like keep going. I don't know. It sounds dope. I wonder. Yeah, I really don't. I mean, this is sick. I don't really know what to say besides it's sick and keep going. It needs a song built around it. Like, it's like a cool drop. It doesn't. It's a cool drop. It has cool sound design and some fun moments. Now you have to turn it into a song, which yeah, that might be difficult. I'm not sure, especially if you've spent a bunch of, if you've spent a bunch of time on this part, it might be hard to get out of this like cool drop section and turn it into a song. But yeah, I think you need to keep going and make it into something dope. And that is pretty much my only note, because it sounds great. All right, moving on. Finally, we get to the Westbrook remix of BC, maybe? Surfacing. I really like this one transient, by the way. That's a nice little click.
waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. Feels like I'm coming up for air.
Okay, I think this could use a bit of ambience, a bit more ambience. I know it's like I know you don't want to like cram it full of stuff. That's kind of part of this like the track so far this track it feels very I don't know, underwater, very it's ambient or something, right? You don't want to get rid of that, but I think just a little like something like a little bit of sparkle or some Paul stretched things or something in this would help kind of these sections. I also really like the vocal delaying out like that. I'm not sold on the chorus effect on the vocal. I know it's a remix, so I don't know if that's baked into the stem or not, but I don't know.
I'm waiting for you.
I don't love the chorus effect.
Feels like I'm coming up for air. Surfacing. Like I've been holding my breath. Inhaling. A first gasp, a first gasp. Feels like I've been frozen. Encased in ice. Frozen in time. Somehow you found me. You pulled me back. Oh, so lost, oh, so lost.
I mean, this is really good. Man, I don't know. I think that the snare is maybe a bit too pokey because the whole track. This is not the type of track that gets absolutely fucking wrecked in the master limiter, you know. But it still needs to be a bit louder. Just I think because there's headroom here that is unnecessary. Even just it's almost like why wouldn't it be a bit louder, you know? Because you can just basically grab a few if you look at the snare, the big peaks are basically the snare, right? So if you brought the snare down, if you imagine this came down a bit, all of a sudden you could push this track harder with very little downside. It would just become louder. Like right off the bat, I can get it that much louder without really really sacrificing any sound quality, you know, especially if you brought that snare down. That's what I was doing with this multi-band compressor. Right? So the track, the mix is good. I think the snare could come down. I think the vocals are maybe a little bit heavy in the fundamental range, kind of in the boxiness, but it might be that chorus effect that's on there that's doing that. But mix-wise, it sounds good. It just needs that last little bit of mastering to kind of even it out.
Waiting
don't know, the breakdown sections in the intro, they're very chill, and I know they're supposed to be chill, and I'm not suggesting that you have break beats going and all kinds of shit. They are it's kind of on the border of, you know, me getting bored. Not I don't know, it's tough for me because it's a track. I mean, if I wasn't on stream and I was just listening to it, or if I was doing 300 miles per hour in Mexico in my car, one of my cars that has a stereo, um, you know, I might love those ambient parts. I guess maybe I'm feeling a bit rushed because I'm on stream and I want to, you know, get to the parts and give you notes. But just keep that in mind. I think maybe just some ambience or something interesting to kind of carry us through to the next section could be nice.
Encased in ice, frozen in time. Somebody found me, pulled me back, oh so long, so.
But I will say that your mixing skills have improved a lot since stream number one, in my opinion. There's no clear problem with this track. You know, I'm kind of struggling to find notes. There's nothing offensively bad about the mixer master or anything like that. It's definitely, there's nothing like, oh, the bass is way too loud or the kick is way too loud. The snare's a little too loud, but only because I want more volume out of the track. And I know if we try to push the limiter more, that snare's going to cause problems because it is, I think, the loudest element in the track. But yeah, this is really nice. And I definitely... I think if there was just one more little ambient evolving thing that could continue throughout those chilled out spots, I really think that would help me stick around for these ambient parts, right? Or just tell me to fuck off and do whatever you want. I don't know. But it sounds great. Good job. All right. Bleed, a beautiful Malteser. What? Oh, now I understand why there was a picture of Milk Duds in the production feedback chat. I never put that together in my brain. All right, let's have a listen.
In the dark, I'm sailing off in space, drowning in all the memories we had together. Wasn't easy to replace me from your mind, like you never said forever. Could you come back to me? I know I can't change your mind. Could we pretend like you never said anything?
Okay. Everything up to this was good.
Could you come back?
The vocals are a bit pokey in the high mids, and I think that like a plugin like Wave C6,
Could you come back to me? Could you?
you could go and grab.
Could you come back to me?
You know, like that frequency range isn't a problem except certain words that she says, right? So I wouldn't suggest an EQ curve, but something that handles the dynamics of that frequency range, like a multi-band compressor, could be very useful. So let's delete that off of the master bus before I listen to the rest of the tracks through it.
Could you come back to me? Tell like you never said anything.
So
Never said anything.
the drop. To me, this drop sound, okay, I'm having a hard time wording this in my brain, and therefore I'm probably going to have a hard time wording it with my mouth as well. To me, it sounds like you have this big sub bass and then no other bass. Like, it sounds like you have a sub bass and then some like super saws that are contributing to the top end. but there's not really a girthy bass or like a mid bass or something like there's nothing to complement the sub bass, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And you can see it in the spectrum. Like, everything that's there is cool. The sub has to come down, and you have to. I think you're gonna have another bass, even just like a dirty kind of sawtooth bass or something that takes the do 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 the arpeggio and like the choppy vocal thing that's going on the 16th notes. You have to have something that connects that to the sub bass. Otherwise, we just have this rumbly bottom end that's not really supporting anything. If that makes sense.
One day I'll get over the way you said my name, 'cause the sound is fading. Wish this didn't hurt, but I'm still mourning. I never learned.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. Try to control the high mids, the dynamics of the high mids and the vocal a little bit more, and then figure out your bass situation because it is just it feels very sub bass, and that's about it. Like it's very scooped. Like we have in the top end and we have in the bottom end, but there's not really much connective tissue. I think that's gonna be my main note for this one. I really like the notes musically. Again, like musically, it's great. The intro sounded great. I like what the vocals are doing. I think that it just needs a bit of love on the sound design and how you are spreading out your sounds across the spectrum. You have this big bass, you have some va-va-vas in the top end, and it just feels like it's missing a track to me, like a track of bass. Okay, moving on. We are trucking along here. Now we're listening to "Throw It Away," Zach Herbst Static. I don't know what's the name and what's the artist name, and I don't know. But anyway, cool. Let's check it out. zombie game prelude music before everybody dies. All right, I really like this musically. I think that the guitar is kind of in that uncanny valley. It's supposed to sound like a real guitar. It's clearly not a real guitar, but it's not fake enough to be intentionally a fake guitar. It just kind of sounds like it's trying to be a real guitar and failing. I like what it's doing. Musically dope. The vibe is very cool, very soundtracky, like people are saying. But I would either, if you can play guitar or you know somebody who can play guitar, or even if you suck at playing guitar, record each note individually and then sequence it in the DAW, because I do that all the time. Yeah, I do think that the guitar thing is what, or replace it with a synth or something. To me, that guitar sound is really holding it back. Like, it just makes me not be able to take it as seriously as I want to, because musically it is very cool. I don't know where the key change is. Okay, hold on. Let me listen to it a little bit back further. Yeah, I mean, you see, the key change is it's kind of, you're like, oh, okay, there's a key change, but that kind of always happens when there's a key change. I don't think it's out of place with this style of music. I I really there's two main problems here. One is that I think the guitar is in an uncanny valley, and the other is that I don't know what is in your master bus, but every once in a while we'll hear some crunchiness. Like, it's subtle, but on the left side, here you can hear a little bit of clipping. You can see the clipping here, right? So whatever you're doing to limit it, also the track looks like it has a DC offset, like it's shifted down because we get a flat line here, but not a flat line there. Yeah, you got to look at what's in your master bus. First of all, it is giving you a lot of headroom, but clearly it's not real headroom because we are clipping kind of at this limit. In fact, it might just be, no, it is the top and bottom. So like right off the bat, I can just go normalize and then it's bigger because it never gets above these areas. So I would, yeah, maybe either get your friend that plays guitar to play it yourself, choose a different instrument. The nylon string fake guitar thing is just in the middle of being real and not being real, and I don't know. I think it could sound better if it was a different instrument or a synth or something else might complement it a bit better. And then just look at your master bus. See why this is happening. This is a problem. This clipping. You might have your ceiling set really low, or I'm not quite sure. But yeah, those are my two main thoughts. It's very, very cool musically, and I could definitely see it being a good background track for a movie or a game. All right, we're getting down to our last couple. This one is a girthy sausage indeed. Wow, there's a lot of audio there. This one is 1760E831 to C4B7CF3. Wait, we've heard this before. That fill is like, Okay, this is like I know I've heard this a couple times, I think, or at least once, because I remember that note change. It's a bit squished, especially in the lead with the reverb. It's getting really compressed. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that lead, the synth lead that's going into a bunch of reverb and then getting crushed. And we have this high mid kind of the entire time. So I've said this before and I will say it again. Don't try to be louder than you're able to be. You know what I mean? Like, you are really pushing this track to its limits in terms of loudness, and I don't know why. I think this track would be better if you just pull back on the master and also examined needs way more gain on the master limiter. Okay, I have the opposite opinion, but anyway. I'd be interested to see what it sounds like without that lead. I think that lead is really contributing mostly to the abuse of my ears because of its kind of frequency range and how hard it's being pushed. So just dial everything back. And then, try to come up with, I mean, there's some wacky shit happening here, and I like wacky shit, but it just kind of all hits me at the same time and then goes away. Like, turn things down, chill out on that lead a little bit, and try to build this into an arrangement or a structure or something like that. That is my notes. I don't know what my previous notes were on it because I don't remember which stream it was in, but I'm sure some of those notes might apply as well. But yes, it is very wonky, very weird, and I like wonky and weird things. So please just tame it down a little bit so I can listen to it loud and not have to be in pain. But cool idea. Keep it weird. I like weird things. Moving on. Okay, this is an Ezwin one, even though he's a mod and he didn't even name it correctly, but that's okay. Observer chops 3.6. I love how Ezwin's tracks are always like it's almost like he has like beta versions and stuff. Okay, apparently this is comfort. I don't fucking know. Let's listen to it. Okay, here's my first thought. Is that dingle dangle thing necessary? That keeps playing the same note? Is it really needed in this section? I don't know. There's a lot of, I feel like it kind of just muddies up what's happening. There's a lot of really cool crispiness to this, but then we just have this dingle dangle going the entire time. There's like cool little like almost slap bass sounding bass pluck things and stuff. Dingle dangle is not 100% necessary. Maybe just turn it down if you really love it, or just tell me to fuck off and do exactly what you're doing if you really love it. But to me, I don't know that it's adding any value to the intro. Okay, hear me out. What if the dingle dangle went ba-dum, ba-dum, and then kind of echoed out for a while? Just do it half as often or something. Okay. Do I hear some Vengeance samples? Do I hear some old school Vengeance bass wub samples? Okay. This okay, you made them all. Okay. Uh, this section, I like what it's doing, but it just gets messy. Yeah, I feel like I think I might have had this note for another one of your tracks, was that it's kind of like complextro, but you have a lot of sustained things going along that kind of dilutes the complextroness of it. Like when it goes va 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 and does the va 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 sounds. I feel like the music should drop out when we just have va va va, you know, or something like that. Like really embrace the complex and the choppiness. And I'm having major deja vu right now. I feel like somebody's gonna come in and tell me that my house burnt down. I don't know why. I'm sorry to bring that up. Yeah, I mean, this first part is dope. This part is cool in it's cool in theory, but there's just too much stuff happening. I don't know what to listen to. So, if you were to go back and work on this, I would start by trying it without the dingle dangle at the start. I don't know that it's necessary. I know Rayhem might want to fist fight me because of that, but that's okay. And for this spot, just try and get rid of anything that doesn't need to be there at any given kind of part in the track. Yeah, I do. I just think there's too much stuff happening. I think, yeah. Those are my notes. Okay, cool. Thanks everybody for submitting. And now we're going to do something different where I open up one of my tracks, because we've done 10 streams and we haven't even ever listened to anything of mine. That's so selfish of you. Like, I spent 10 streams listening to your tracks and you guys have never even listened to one of my tracks. I'm just joking. Okay, so today I released a song on Hexagon's sub-label Future, which is kind of like their weird label. You know, Hexagon is known mostly for their like house stuff, and I think Future is where they put the weird stuff. And I'm weird, so hey, that's where I got put, and I'm happy about that. So this track came out today. It's called Face Off, and this is the project file. It is a mess. And it's also, I may or may not know where everything is. I was hoping to have time to kind of organize this a little bit, but I just thought we could go over it. I'll play the first little bit. We can have a listen, and then we'll go back and kind of dig it apart, and you guys can ask me questions if you want, or I can just blabber on for a little while.
Just wanna take my face off.
Have screwed something up. Hold on. I'm hearing something on the downbeat. I think I screwed something up. Hold on. Oh! The side chaining is turned off. My bad. Here we go. okay. I'll roll it back. Okay, so because the song's called Face Off, I may or may not have put a face. I may or may not have put a face in the breakdown section. Cursed version of my girlfriend's face. I allegedly, I'm not going to confirm nor deny any of that. Okay, so that gives you a taste of what this track is. I honestly don't remember what I was thinking when I made it. I don't know why I came up with the words. I just want to take my face off. I don't really know what that means. I guess it's open to interpretation. Or I do know what it means, and I'm just saying that to be mysterious. It's hard to say, really. So let's take a listen to, let's hear what's at the start. So the vocals, I guess, first. Let's make this unique and see what they actually sound like. Unless I've already, oh, we got some multiple takes here. Hold on a sec. Let's see what this sounds like. Oh no. Oh, okay.
My face off, nigga.
Okay. Yeah, so this is the
Just wanna take my face off.
that's just me whispering it, and it's going through a lot of effects. So let's take a look at what those effects are.
Just wanna take my face off.
I'm gonna move this because it's annoying me. I don't even know. Oh, whoopsies. Sorry, I pushed buttons and now okay.
Just wanna take my face.
So first we're going through little altar boy, not changing the pitch, only changing the formant. Going through OTT, of course. You know, you gotta go through OTT. Munison is a really cool harmonizer / chorus effect.
Just wanna take my face off.
Like, it's dope. I use it all the time. It is a paid plugin, but it's not very expensive. Hold on a sec. Why isn't it working?
Just wanna take my face off.
Oh, it probably can't find the note because there is no note. But anyway, you can do like full-on harmonies like choir and stuff. So that's really cool. Decapitator, some EQ, de-esser, which honestly might have been able to maybe I should have used a little bit more de-esser because it is quite harsh. But hey, fuck it. It's a weird song, so I can get away with that shit. Okay, so that's a vocal. This is Munison is free. Is there a free version? Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe. Well, I know I paid for it, so maybe I got like the pro version or something. I honest to God don't remember how I made this. I don't remember. I think it was an 808 sample. This kind of top end element is, let's see, it's a reactor. Oh, it's Spark. Hey, look at that. I don't use that very often. Just I'm automating the pitch of both of these layers. Okay, here's the next cool thing. And I've showed some people this already, but like most of this track, like most of the sounds in this track are made up of this, which is, let's make it unique so I don't screw up the whole song. And we're going to just, that's what, like all of this stuff, let's solo it. What track are we on to? 12. Why aren't you playing? Like, that's all just this. It's just me going, and like a bunch of the track is made out of that. So yeah, that's a fun little thing. I enjoyed doing. I think I was just challenging myself. I was like, what if I just take the most like the weakest sound I could possibly make with my voice and try to make it into the most aggressive sound. And I don't know. I think I kind of got there. So no drugs, just water and coffee. Oh, okay. This is a cool Super 8. So Super 8 came with, I bought Complete 13, I think, the Complete 13 Ultimate package. It came with this, which is, I think it's supposed to be like a micro brute, the micro brute. It's like almost like a clone of the micro brute, or at least that's what it seems like to me based on the oscillator section. And it's really dope. Like I'm modulating the frequency. I'm using some FM, and it's a really cool synth. And that's playing along with. What's this? Okay, so don't tell anybody. But this is a stretched version of the vocals from Anyway. That I am using the newest version of FL has this formant. Oh, I always do that. It has this formant. And that's in the breakdown too. That was Paul stretched. So I took the vocal stem or something and I Paul stretched it, and then I used it. I stole it from myself, I guess. This is another synth that I use. It's free. It's called I always call it Sequel. I don't know. It's SQ8L, and that's not the actual one that's being used. Where is it? Okay, it's right here. And that's that sound. It's really just, it's almost, I think it's like the stock patch that opens up in it, and it just is getting EQ'd and reverbed out a bit with Valhalla Vintage Verb. I really like that reverb. Yeah, okay, so that's kind of the nice elements. Where are the other nice? I think there's one more nice element. I don't remember what it is, or maybe not. As when I put the stems in the Discord channel, and by the way, for those of you who don't know, my Discord channel has every stem of all my songs, always. When I release a song, I put the stems up the same day so that you guys can play around, remix them, learn, do whatever. Let's see, where are we at? Okay, let's get back into the heavy stuff. So that is the nice parts. I'd love to hear a progressive house remix of this track because I don't know how that's possible, but please do. What else we got here? What's this? Oh, this is the Super 8. Oh, sidechain is down. Where are we at? Yeah, I really like that. I like that synth a lot. Okay, this is like an acid loop that I've had forever. I cut it up and pitched it around. But it's just an acid loop. I don't even know where it's from, honestly. I can't remember. But that's like the main acid sound. You'll never hear that again. This is a sound that I added at the last minute, and I don't even know if I like it or not, but it's in there. It's this thing. A weird glitchy sequence thing that I kind of pitched around and manipulated. That's Morgan's face, which you can see. The way I do these Spectrum things is in Harmor. You can just straight up load sounds into Harmor and it'll play it. Uh, it's also how I put like the codes and stuff in the songs for the Grand Prix race, which I'm going to take a second and talk to you guys about. So the Grand Prix race, music, all of my singles have a race associated with them, and this one starts in 17 hours, so basically tomorrow at noon my time. And they're basically big puzzles, and the people who win get inducted into a pit crew, which gives them all kinds of perks. This is after somebody wins, I post the results or how to win, I guess, the walkthrough, if you will. This was like the last race, all done in MS Paint. But anyway, yeah, you win a trophy made out of a car part. That from the Talon, and a plaque and some other little goodies that come in the mail. So if you want to take part in that, hop over to my Discord channel, and there's instructions and all that shit. It's a lot of I have a lot of fun making the races. I hope that you guys have a lot of fun doing them. All right, back to the track. I'm just kind of jumping around like crazy here. Man, yeah. I do this a lot. Like, I'll take loops or samples and just cut them into pieces and rearrange them and turn them into something. Where's we need the snare. No, not the snare. There's the kick. Oh, I need the snare. Where are you at? Right here. Oh, look at how small that snare is. Oh, I love this beat. I wish that this beat happened more. Like that it only happens in that one spot. And yes, the packages that I send sometimes are wrapped in paper plates and whatever I can find around my kitchen when I'm sending them out. Just trying to protect them. Sorry for trying to protect the packages so that they arrive in one piece. Some of them do look like bombs. They're not. They just have electronics. And anyway, it's no big deal. Whatever. Okay, what is this thing? That's that sound. I'm automating the pitch up. Aired system, did you check your tracking? It should be I don't know, it's going quite a ways, so it might take a little while. Okay, let's talk about this thing because of course it includes my favorite plugin. What is this originally? It's actually a little tiny piece of this, I think, judging by the file name. Oh no, it's just going to that. Okay, this is going through Boom Comb, which I love. That's the song. Or that's the song. That's the sound, right? But it's going through a wave shaper to get crunchy. So let's turn off the effects and turn them on one by one, I guess. So first of all, it's getting... I don't know what this thing is doing. Is it doing anything? I don't think the stereo... maybe I was going to do something with it. Okay, so let's disregard this. It's not doing anything. It's getting high pass because there's like this really low frequency thing. Okay, and then there's a wave shaper, which, whew, that's crispy. I don't know where that tambourine's coming from. I must have forgot about that. Then it gets high passed again, and then finally we get to Boom Comb, which is a free plugin, but I think it's discontinued, so I don't know if you can even find it. But the Boom Comb is what makes this entire sound like a sound. And this is basically, I think I rendered out this little rhythm as this clip so I could, tune it down an octave. So without boom comb, it would sound stupid. Like, let's hear it with the rest of the track. It actually doesn't sound that bad, but with boom comb. And all boom comb is a comb filter with a really easy to modulate frequency that you can actually send MIDI to and play MIDI notes, and then you can send anything into it, play a MIDI note, and then it hits that note, which is super cool. All right, let's hear this sound. This is only in the second drop. It sounds like a Reese thing. Oh, side chain, hold on. This is a Reese patch that I made years ago called Ripper. I don't even know what this, oh wait. Oh, okay. So it's just getting low passed. It's actually, all it's doing is going through a high pass filter. There's no effects on that channel strip besides that high pass filter. And this, how did I do this? Is it just a standard Reese sound? Okay, yeah. See, width is at 0, so that means that when you add unison to the oscillator, it doesn't spread it into the stereo field, it keeps it in the middle, and that's what's causing the Reesing action, is this detuniness, and then this is just adding some width and harmonics in the top end. This comes from the, where is it? Comes from this folder, the fucked folder. These are all fucked sounds that I've made. Yeah, some days I just spend like the entire day making these sounds and throwing them into a folder to use in this sort of way. Oh, I love that one. I got to use that somewhere. You probably recognize some of these from other songs. The feedback queue is not open for today. We're just going to go over this for a little bit longer, and then that's going to be it. But you can submit and tag the feedback production role, like in the instructions, and we'll have a listen next week. Next week, I'll be in Toronto, and maybe Jello will. I'm playing a show in Toronto on Saturday, May 7th, and I'm staying with Jello. So maybe Jello and I will both do feedback next Friday, and we can double up on the ears. Oh. I think that one's in Busted Out? Or, yeah? Yeah, these are definitely in some Fowler songs. I'm sure you probably recognize them. Anyway, I really love just spending compartmentalizing my tasks. So some days I'll just come in and be like, I'm not going to write any music. I'm just going to spend 8 hours making some weird sounding shit. I'm going to name them with the appropriate key and tempo so that it's easy to use in the future. And then tomorrow I'm going to be, biting at the, what's it called? Chomping at the bit. I'm going to be chomping at the bit to get back into the studio and use these sounds that I created. So I think what I was going for there was this reamed sound is very high passed, and it's just there to add some like crispy top end to that section. Graham really doesn't like the snare in this track. Look, Graham, the snare, better snare for DMB drop. It's in there. I think Graham sent me this snare. He's like, this would be better. And I'm like, oh, I'll put it in there. There you go, Raham. It's in there somewhere. It's not very loud, but it's in there. We're back to the ooh sound. Greetings, welcome to my stream. Yeah, so this track, this kind of out of my entire discography, I feel like this track kind of stands alone in its weirdness. I mean, I've definitely made some weird tracks, but this one was just kind of my, like, how weird can I go? And I think I can go weirder, but this definitely, it's just odd. And I like that about it. I like that it's weird and unique. And that's why when people send me weird and unique things, I'm like, this is dope. Because it just, you just don't hear that sort of stuff very often. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have any questions about this or mixing or anything to do with this. Let's see. Oh my God, look at my master bus. What do we got here? We got an OTT at 10%. 10% OTT in the master. Somebody call the police. Look at the... I am mastering engineer. This is so loud. Wow. I mean, let's hear the difference if I turn OTT all the way up. I think OTT helps. Sometimes, I mean, especially when you're making stuff that is this distorted anyway, it really doesn't hurt sometimes to throw some OTT on and see how it sounds. If it sounds good, who gives a shit, right? Bonus here. Here's a head start for the Grand Prix race. Hold on, I have to go up, and I'm also just gonna do this. I don't know if you could read that or not, but that's the code. And that's how you get started on the Grand Prix race tomorrow. There'll be if you follow that link, it'll take you to a folder, and tomorrow at 12 p.m. I will give you the password to get past the first step, and then it's a race. Yeah, I don't know. I really like this song. I'm proud of this song because of how weird it is, and I'm also super happy that Hexagon was willing to put it out. Like, I don't know if a lot of labels would really put something out like this because it's just very odd, and it's a bit of a risk because Most people would listen to this and be like, what is this? It sounds like my computer is failing or something. You know, like it's a different song. It's unique, and I'm happy that Don Diablo has given me the stamp of approval for this one. So thank you, Don. And thank you guys for hanging out with me. I think we're right at an hour and a half. Somehow I managed to always make these streams almost exactly an hour and a half, which is kind of the goal, but also I don't really watch the time. Um, yeah. Okay, cool. I think we'll leave it there. Thanks everybody that submitted this week. Next week, like I said, I'll be in Toronto, but I'm going to get a headphone splitter, and Josh, Jello, and I will have a listen to your tracks. So if you want to have both my ears and Josh's ears on it, then get it in before next Friday. Again, thank you to all the plumbers out there for making this stream possible. And thank you guys for hanging out with me. It's always a pleasure. I enjoy checking out what you're working on. So have a good weekend, and I will see you next week.